Good day, everyone! Most especially to all my grade 10 students of Placida Micalvas National High School. Good day, guys! How are you doing today? I hope you are doing great! Just be safe, healthy, and of course, please do stay at home. And have fun in answering all of your modules. This is your teacher, Mamshi Ives. I would like to welcome you all to English 10, Quarter 1, Module 2, Persuasive Techniques and Devices. What you need to know in this module? So at the end of this module, you are expected to identify the different persuasive techniques and devices and use them in sentences. Make reasons or stand. Compose a 3-paragraph essay expressing one's stand on an issue. Identify the parts of persuasive essay and compose a persuasive essay. Now let us go directly to the pre-tests. As part of your initial activity for Module 2, you need to answer this pre-assessment to check your prior knowledge on the topics of this module. Try to assess yourself about your previous knowledge of persuasive techniques and devices. Here is the directions. Read its question below and write the letter of the correct answer in your answer sheet. Number 1. Which of the following is the correct definition of persuasive essay? A. It explains an idea. B. It asks questions and then answer them. C. It explains the topic or an action. Or D. It sways the audience thinking or action. Answer for number 1 is letter D. Now let's move on to number 2. Which of the following is the correct definition of the thesis statement? A. It is the main idea of an essay. B. It is the way a writer introduces a thesis. C. It is an explanation of an essay. Or D. It is a prompt for an essay. What do you think is the correct answer for number 2? The correct answer for number 2 is A. Number 3. The conclusion of the persuasive essay should A. Leave the reader satisfied. B. Include a call to action. C. Provide a new strong idea. Or D. Leave the reader wondering. The correct answer for number 3 is letter B. Now let's proceed to number 4. What do you call a sentence that tells the main idea or point of view of the whole essay? A. Topic sentence. B. Main idea. C. Funky paragraphs. Or D. Thesis statement. Now what do you think is the correct answer for number 4? The correct answer for number 4 is letter D. Is your answer correct? Very good. Let's continue with the question for number 5. Which persuasive technique uses words like we, you, our, us, and make your audience think you are talking only to them? A. Repetition. B. Alliteration. C. Exaggeration. D. Personal pronouns. The correct answer for number 5 is letter D. Now, let's move on to number 6. What persuasive technique uses facts, numbers, information, and logic when persuading? Is it A. Appeal to emotion. B. Appeal to reason. C. Bandwagon. Or D. Repetition. So what do you think is the correct answer for number 6? The correct answer for number 6 is letter B. Number 7. What persuasive technique is used in the statement, "Homework is boring, dull, and interesting"? Is it A, exaggeration, B, repetition, C, emotive language, or D, groups of 3? The correct answer for number 7 is letter B. Now let's continue with the question from number 8. How would you feel if you have 2 hours of homework every night? Is an example of A, emotive language, B, groups of 3, C, facts and statistics, or D, rhetorical questions? The correct answer for number 8 is letter A. Now let's proceed to number 9. What is a rhetorical question? A, it is a statement of fact. B, it is a question that is part of a quotation. C, it is a question requiring a response from the audience. Or is it D, it is a question designed to make an audience think? So what do you think is the correct answer for number 9? The correct answer for number 9 is letter D. Shall we proceed to number 10? Okay. Which of the following is not an example of evidence? A, statistics, B, results from research, C, expert opinion, or D, personal opinion? The correct answer for number 10 is letter A. Number 11. How many paragraphs do you need in the body of a persuasive writing? A, 2, B, 3, C, 4, and D, 5. The correct answer for number 11 is letter B. Now let's continue with the question from number 12. Which 2 paragraphs are the most similar? A, introduction and conclusion, B, introduction and body paragraphs, C, conclusion and body paragraphs, or D, none of the paragraphs are similar? So what do you think is the correct answer for number 12? The correct answer for number 12 is letter A. Is your answer correct? Very good. So let's continue with the question from number 13. Which sentence is, or in this introduction, is the thesis statement? So I will require you to read this statement. Using your module, I want you to read this statement and identify the thesis statement. Okay, the average Filipino family spends nearly half of its resources per month on food. The Philippine Statistics Authority, or PSA, reported that at the end of the second quarter of 2018, food expenditure stood as 41.5% of total household expenditure. In the Philippines, more than half of family members are identified as dependents, based on the Philippine Statistics Authority, or PSA, in July 2018, overall dependency ratio of 57.7%. This means that the total family income is mostly spent on food and less spending is made for clothing and other basic service necessities such as housing, electricity, water, and other social services such as health and education. Letter A. This means that the total family income is mostly spent on food and less spending is made for clothing and other basic services necessities, such as housing, electricity, water, and other social services such as health and education. Letter B. The Philippine Statistics Authority or PSA reported that at the end of the second quarter of 2018, food expenditure stood as 41.5% of total household expenditure. Letter C. The average Filipino family spends nearly half of its resources per month on food. Or letter D. In the Philippines, more than half of family members are identified as dependents based on the Philippine Statistics Authority or PSA on July 2018 overall dependency ratio of 57.7%. So what do you think is the correct answer for number 13? The correct answer for number 13 is letter C. Now let's continue. Number 14. It is a part of the persuasive essay which summarizes the main points of the text. A. Introduction. B. Thesis statement. C. Body paragraphs. Or D. Conclusion. The correct answer for number 14 is letter D. Now let's move on to number 15. What persuasive technique or device is used in the statement? Believe me, I've been there before. I'm just like you. Is it A. Appeal to trust? B. Appeal to reason? C. Bandwagon? Or D. Exaggeration? What do you think is the correct answer for number 15? Okay, the correct answer for number 15 is letter A. Is your answer correct? Very good! Congratulations, guys! That's all for our pre-test. This has been your teacher, Ma'am She Eyes. Goodbye!